How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews. Back with a little bit of Treehouse up in this piece in the form of their one. I like that one. Yeah, they got a picture of the old Treehouse. Pre-Munson stuff. Well, technically it was Munson, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, this is sent to me by my boy Corey. Sent off a bunch of Treehouse and Trillium jams, a couple mystery beers. I've got people whispering in my ear about this beer, saying that's pretty good. We're going to review it. 6.8% American IPA. Okay, what do they say about this beer? I'm going to tell you right now. Hear those big beeps? I don't like those big beeps. Here, let's do that. Here we go. Anyway, one is a throwback. It's the first in a series of beers. We were referencing old handwritten batch notes from our nascent days of existence. Here we have Julius scaled directly from batch notes. Okay. On May 29th, 2012. And what would be our first commercial batch of Julius. It's hard to say if this will be a pure throwback since our choreographed dance brewing, which is so important, the outcome of beer has evolved over time. At any rate, this should be a fun one to try. So basically what it did was they went back and they basically took their base Julius recipe and they scaled it. Like, not messing around, just scaled it on their new system. And they're like, here's this beer. I kind of dig that. That's not necessarily what you want to do as a growing brewery. And just basically be like, hey, we're going to make 9 times more of this beer. Let's just 9 times all the ingredients. And that's not how beer works. But I dig what you're throwing down, Treehouse. I likes the chutzpah because you can do whatever you want right now. That looks crazy dense. A lot denser, a lot less orange looking than what Julius typically looks like. It says, were you there? They're talking about burps back at the old spot. And this is the old spot. Like, that's like the tree, like that's like the little place they had before they opened the Munson place, I believe. That's it, right? It's hard to see in the background. And I was never there. So how would I know? Label-wise, I dig it, and beer-wise, like I said, man, that's dark. That gets really dark. I mean, when I take it off that light over there, you look at that, dark. But Julius, I am Team Julius, so this is kind of my jam. Yeah, it's not even a khaki colored head. It's like a yellower khaki. Anyway, let's get a nose. Not much of a nose there, to be honest with you. Soft little fruited orange, nothing too crazy, nothing overly sweet. A little bit of fluttering bitterness in the background. I could almost kind of confuse it with a little bit of carbonic acid as opposed to hoppiness, but not a vibrant nose. Sub 7%. It's not like you're expecting the world here, but I thought it'd be a little bit more to it. You're talking about old school Julius. I want this little bit of green, a little bit of weediness kind of going on. This big fruit component, not really there. Let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people told me this is like killer. Maybe this beer got cooked or something. I don't know. It's not old. It's 2 weeks old. It has a bitterness to it, almost like almost like old school IPA, like British style IPA. That's what I'm getting off of this beer. I mean, look at that coloration. And I'm getting this fruit portion. I'm getting this kind of citrus portion of the show, but it's nothing too aggressive. I'm getting this bitterness that it comes off a little bit tannic, a little bit tea-like, a little more English kind of bittering. Yeah, it's actually not a negative beer. It's fine. It's tasty. It honestly does taste like a beer that kind of sat on a hot shelf somewhere. Now, it came from a beer mail via Corey, and I'm not, full disclosure, the box sat outside for a couple hours, but it was in the shade. It's a white box. It's not anything too crazy. But I had like 2 beers out of that. This is my 4th one. 2 were kind of meh. 2 were kind of really, really good. So, there was a hazy Treehouse beer in there that was quite fantastic, and I love that one. This one's just coming off a little bit kind of meh. Not a bad beer. Not a negative beer. Not an amazing, crazy beer. Just, kind of tastes like somebody's first batch. Honestly, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a fun way, in a kind of like an old school kind of way, in that it has this kind of like old school kind of IPA, but this hints of the new school. So if you're telling me they took this beer and kind of scaled it up traditional, like did it exactly what they did before, I mean, hops are going to change and evolve over time, but it kind of has that vibe of someone looking to bring, and that's what Treehouse did. You know, they took that New England style and really kind of bolstered it up. You know, it's a fun beer. I like it. I dig it. I'm not pooping on it. I think it's tasty. I just think it just lacks that chutzpah that what you expect from a lot of new school Treehouse. But again, I'm gonna keep going back to what I said. It is old school. It is them scaling up an old recipe, so I can kind of dig on it. I like it. I think it's fun. Really, not much else to it. I saw fruit vibes, that OJ kind of thing flirting in the background. A bit of tannic kind of bittering to it. Nice mouthfeel. Is it one of the better IPAs I've had? I was like, sure, we'll put it in there, but nowhere towards the top. Value availability on this thing, no idea. Corey, let me know what's what and leave you with it if you like what we like this. If you like old school, new school IPA, and you like Treehouse, again, if I bought a 4-pack of this, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm like, oh my god, this is the best thing I ever had, but I'm not going to be upset. I dig this. I think it's fun, especially when you read the background of what the beer is and what it wanted to be, and then you drink it. I can get down with it. So if you like nostalgia of new school breweries and drinking beers that made the beers that you love today, I guess it's the best way to put it, you would dig this. There you go. Let me know if you've had this down there, if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers, if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing a whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Treehouse right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.